I'm Don Edwards, Chair, Romeo Planning Commission. We'll call the meeting to order for tonight, and the first order of business is roll call.
Okay. Edwards?
Here.
Webb?
Here.
Stegner?
Here.
Grandstaff?
Here.
Kuzmano? Trbovic?
Here.
Trapp?
Here.
Luther? And Fowler.
Yes. Thanks, everyone. The next item is the minutes of June 14th. As most of you know, the meeting for August was canceled. I want to thank everyone who expressed their condolences. I lost my mother on August the 4th and went down to Alabama for a funeral, and we decided to postpone the meeting in August until today. So thanks again for everyone who offered their condolences. At this point, I'd ask for approval for the minutes of the June 14 meeting.
I'll make a motion. Approve them.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is a public forum. Is there anyone here tonight to address the Planning Commission for items other than what's on the agenda? Okay, I don't hear anything. We'll close that. And the agenda for tonight, we have three items. 2 and 3 are just discussion. Number 1 is the joining of 2 adjacent parcels. Mr. Justin Cushenberry has requested this joining. And the package we received describes the 2 parcels, describes their location. From everything that I can see, it looks like a good marriage. It takes 2 parcels that are, I think one of the parcels is large enough to build on though, right now.
Yeah, it's 71 by 71.
They made it non-buildable, I believe, just because of the setbacks.
Because of setbacks.
He said they have
Yeah.
The other one.
Yeah.
One is.
One is, one's
One
not.
is, yeah.
One is, one's not.
Right, right. But as I said, it appears that this would create a parcel that would be a nice building lot. And are there any questions from any of the
Are you
Planning
planning on
Commission
building?
members?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's fantastic that one of our locals is coming home to build. I mean, we have an awful lot of new people in town that love to make Romeo their home, but it's even better when you have somebody that's born and raised here and come to make a home here, so
Absolutely.
I'm 100% for that.
Any questions regarding the joining of the lots? Any the legal questions? Now, if I understand correctly, assuming the Planning Commission approves this tonight, we send it to the trustees for a meeting on Monday night.
Correct.
At which point, again, we gain approval, and then it's up to Bruce Township to go through the mechanism of converting it from 2 individual lots to a single lot
Okay.
for the tax rolls. If there's no other questions, I'll call the vote. All in favor of accepting the request to join these 2 lots, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you build there.
Yes. Thank you.
The other 2 items, as I mentioned, are just for discussion. It was brought to my attention in the industrial area that's zoned industrial, particularly out on Powell Road. We are starting to see some, I guess you'd call them condominium type buildings, where there are more than, or several businesses in one building. And those buildings may front a major street or just a single small street that accesses that building. And there's been some requests by some of the proprietors or owners of those businesses that they be able to get some signage out on the main street so that people delivering or coming there as customers for whatever reason, you could recognize their business being present from, for instance, Powell Road or 31 Mile Road. And all I am committed to at this point as chair is to bring it up in this meeting and see who has any ideas about it. The one idea I had was to research some of our surrounding industrial communities that may have similar situations, to see if their signage ordinance might provide direction on any changes that we might want to recommend. I think as it exists currently, the signing ordinance in the industrial area strictly goes by square feet of the business, the building, and provides for X amount of signage, and that'll go on the front of the building. And I guess what I would foresee is some language that might describe additional signage that could be at the major thoroughfare that accesses the condominium-type business. And I'm trying, and I think I've seen this myself driving through industrial areas. You're driving down a road, there's just a sign, and there's not a big sign, but it just has the business name on it.
Yeah.
And you know that if you go down this road, you're going to find their business.
Like slats and stuff.
Exactly, yeah. So, but we need to be able to describe that precisely in the language. So, Cindy, could I ask you to research that for us
Absolutely.
for our next meeting? And
Because it has to be a certain width and then height like that. I know we dealt with that one ordeal with the mobile station when they tried to redo
Yeah.
their signage and made it bigger.
right,
So,
yeah, I think you have to be careful and spell out exactly what should be permitted so that we have some consistency throughout that industrial area and not a lot of variation. But yet, at the same time, provide information to people who are trying to locate a building or a business. And the other item that I've just been thinking about, I have occasion to drive past it often, is the middle school. I don't know how many of you on the planning commission have been here when we've had situations in the past where the school district was making changes, building, doing things, but they operate totally on their own. The village has nothing to say about site plans or anything else when it comes to school districts. They have the authority to make their own decisions about those type of things. My question was, should the planning commission be thinking in terms of what will happen to the middle school? Correct me if I'm wrong, I think the last I heard was it would be abandoned at this point.
that's I haven't talked to any to the schools, but just from what you hear, when they move out, the activities at the junior high school is going to the high school, and yes, and
Right,
the current junior high will be vacant.
okay.
I mean, that's,
I'm
I'm not
calling
100% sure, but that's
Yeah,
right.
I'm calling it middle school, but it's called junior high right now.
That's the old term,
Yeah,
right?
it's-
Yes. I'm dating myself here, okay.
Okay. All right. But it is a large piece of property. It's right in the village. And I think it behooves us to start thinking in terms of what do we want to happen there? What input could we have? And as I mentioned, it'll simply be at this point suggestions because we have no authority. But I don't know where to start.
Well, the zoning would go automatically to, once it's
Yeah,
used,
residential,
go
yeah.
right to residential.
Right, right. But
Great condos.
my one thought was, would it be appropriate for the planning commission chair, I guess, to send a letter to the appropriate person at the school system requesting information as to any future plans for that property?
Yeah, super idea. Yes, great idea.
At least we're on record as saying, we'd like to know what you're planning to do,
Right, absolutely.
and so that we can plan accordingly.
Will the administration building also be vacant, or not?
I think I would include that in the
Yeah,
same,
include that, yes, please.
request, yeah, right.
That
And
we're proactive.
we don't need, I don't think, we don't need any action to do that. I'll just draft a letter and run it past Cindy and the village and say, you know, we respectfully request information as to future plans. And because it'll have a major impact on the residents around that school, the entire village, actually.
Selfishly, I live right across the street from it, so.
Okay, yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah. So those are just the, that's all I had for discussion on those.
Motion to adjourn?
See.
Motion and second to adjourn. Is there any other questions?
No.
I'm sorry.
We're done talking about the
You
middle
said
school.
that's all you had.
Writing my notes.
All in favor to adjourn, please say aye.
Aye.
Meeting
Sorry about
adjourned.
that.